boy Kaza the Don, and we are back with another sneaker content video. If you guys are new here, drop that like and subscribe for your boy as we are on the road to 200 subs. My birthday is at the beginning of the year, so it would be nice to see, some triple digits pop up. But without further ado, we're going to hop right into the video as we are going to be talking about the hype behind name collab sneakers, mainly Travis Scott, and then we're going to get into, the meat and potatoes and see about what's going on with the resale and everything with today's sneaker market. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. So the main thing to take in when we hop right into it, along with the hype and the name behind, name collab sneakers, the first thing we have to take in is the question, why do we consumers, why do we, the customers, continue to pay these high resale prices for Travis Scott sneakers? And not even just Travis Scott, but just name collab sneakers. But we all know that right now, Travis Scott sneakers are pretty much still in the sneaker market, you know what I'm saying? So we have to sit here and ask ourselves, why do we continue to pay over the top prices and get our heads busted for Travis Scott sneakers that actually retail from $150 to $180? I feel like I had to put that question out there so we can basically feed the question into the answer. You know what I'm saying? And that basically goes into basically saying, as long as we are willing to pay these high resale prices for these shoes on the secondary market and whatnot, the more we continue to pay these prices, the longer we're going to be in this era of, retail prices of $150, resale prices of $800. And I feel like, as a sneaker person myself, I get the whole business scene. I get, people being, resellers and whatnot, people using sneakers to, invest and get further in life, and use it for real estate, whatever. I understand all of that. But for the sneaker market that we have now, and with the generation that we have now, the younger generation and whatnot, I feel like now we're starting to see the little sprinkle of, opportunists that are now in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? When I say that, speaking mainly on, somebody that had no idea what Travis Scott's worth last year, but now all of a sudden they're in line about to snag your pair of Travis Scott sneakers from the sneakers app, all because they found out how much the shoes go for. You know what I'm saying? And, for the average sneaker buyer, whatever you want to really call it, $150 retail ain't really nothing. You know what I'm saying? We are in an inflation period right now, so some people not even trying to spend $150 on a pair of shoes. Hey, I get it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, nowadays they got some New Balance and some Asics looking decent out here. If that's your style, go ahead, bro. I'm not firing no shots, no shade. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But when we look at the hype behind, and actually compare it with people that actually just want to have the shoe, that's where we start to kind of bump heads, because that's where the whole collision comes to an impact, with people who just want to actually add the shoe to their collection versus people who are trying to use the shoe to get up. So that hype behind the sneaker name, it really comes from that. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of being built right now too from the younger generation that we have now, kind of moved into. And we got the millennials, the Gen X, and whatever. So for me, I'm well aware that the sneaker days are no longer looking like 2014, 2016. You know what I'm saying? We are way out of that sneaker era. But we're kind of still on the tail end of it, into where people my age, now we're getting a little bit older, of course, but we have now started to recognize what hype really does with the sneaker market. And the reason why I put it out there and put that question out there, why do we keep paying these resale prices and whatnot? As long as, like I said, as long as we continue to pay these prices, the longer the resale prices will stay up here. Now, some of you guys may think, well, what if we do basically like a sneaker rebellion, whatever you want to call it? Say somebody was spreading online, hey, stop buying Travis Scotts. Stop buying them. Don't buy them. Of course, some people not going to listen, but what if that really was to happen? Would we really see a shift within the sneaker market? You know what I'm saying? Or if we see next year, 2025, with Jordan Brand now, you know what I'm saying, Jordan Brand Nike now dipping into the vault and grabbing some gems out the vault. We know how they're doing things now with the production numbers and all that. They're now starting to be a lot more readily available for the community, for the sneaker folks out here. You know what I'm saying? So now that these Jordan releases, Nike releases are starting to be more readily available, it builds up the hype, you know, to know that some shoes are now being re-released. Some shoes haven't been re-released since the freaking 2000s, you know what I'm saying? So people are, of course, getting hyped, you know what I mean? But when we go into, you know what I'm saying, this topic, that's one thing to think about is like, what are you willing to pay for as the customer? And are you going to continue being willing to pay these high prices when you know the retail price was $150? You know what I'm saying? And I know some people are going to look at that and just say, well, it is what it is, bro. Like, that's just the resale. Like, if you couldn't get it when it came out, you snooze, you lose, bro. You broke, bro. That's what this generation loves saying, bro. Like, no. And it's funny because, like I was just really speaking on, you know, and no shade to the younger generation, but that's where a lot of this hype is coming from. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people out here can't even name some of Travis Scott's oldest songs. You know what I'm saying? Not to say you're not a true fan, but it's like, bro, the hype has just been dumped in within the past few recent years. Back in my days of sneaker collecting, really getting into it, really getting to the peak of my sneaker collection, Travis Scott's weren't out. We were looking at Off-White, you know, the hype, kind of limited Jordan releases that were dropping back then. And that's what's crazy. We had limited Jordan releases back then, and we had hype built up. But now we have these name collab Jordans dropping, or certain Jordan models like 3s and 4s dropping, and it's like only those are actually selling. Nowadays, Jordan Brand dropping 5s, 9s, 6s, 10s, 11s, 12s, 13s, 14s, whatever. Those shoes are no longer reselling like they used to. So it is interesting to see this shift with the trend and the hype. I'll completely shift over to just a few models of just the same Jordans, just getting recolored and just putting them back out. You know what I'm saying? Or they just slapping little Travis name on them. You know what I'm saying? Put it out. It's gonna sell like candy. You know what I mean? Now going into the second topic, backdooring resale. Backdooring and resale. So with this, it's kind of become a slight issue because, perfect example, the medium olive Travis Scott just released last week, I'm pretty sure. Week before last week, something like that. Before the shoes actually dropped, weeks before, we were starting to see these leaked pictures on Instagram, Twitter, you know, random places. Either people from the store or sneaker vendors, you know what I'm saying, resellers, were backdooring these Travis Scott sneakers. I'm talking about had stacks. I'm talking about 5, 6 stacks of just Travis Scott sneakers lining the wall. So the whole thing with this backdooring thing and how it's an issue, some guys might see it as, oh, it just brings more hype to the brand. No. You're wrong. Backdooring, and what it does is basically decrease the amount of actual pairs that can be sold publicly. So people may see it as, oh, well, the shoe's still getting bought. Nike not losing no money. It is what it is. But the thing is that you guys are seeing with the whole backdoor scene is that Perfect example. Like I just said, if somebody just backdoored 6 stacks of Travis Scott sneakers, right? Say they got those stacks of sneakers, take them home, wherever. They sit on that stack of sneakers, then release day comes. That store that they just backdoor from no longer has that big stock of Travis Scott sneakers. That means there's less pairs to go out for retail for you, and more sales that are more pairs that are gonna go out for resale sales for them, for the vendors, for the resellers that are backdooring. So when you really look at the numbers, you know what I'm saying? I didn't major in, you know what I'm saying, business marketing and all that, but at the same time, I'm not stupid, bro. I've looked at that stuff. I've dipped in it before. So when you start to compare numbers, you look at different charts and stuff, some stuff is getting lost for the actual company. You know what I'm saying? And I wish Jordan, Nike, they would have the same mindset and mentality with Travis Scott sneakers. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to broadening the production numbers. Perfect example. They just dropped the black and white Thunder 4s, right? They probably sold 400,000 pairs of black and white Thunder 4s. Nike, why in the hell would you sit here and think it's a good idea to only drop 150K pairs of Travis Scott sneakers? Like, I understand the hype for the name and all of that. I understand all that. But you now have just reduced how much money you're really going to be making in the long run. You know what I'm saying? And to sit there and say, oh, well, if we up the production numbers on them, then they're not going to sell like that. How do you really know that, though? if what we said in the first topic, as far as hype, is keeping all these resale numbers, keeping all these numbers high and stuff, why would it be such a worry to add, you know, another 50K worth of pairs to actually go out for retail? Why would it kill y'all to just increase the numbers? That's where we run into the other confliction. Nike, y'all are not making a percentage from these resellers and these vendors. They're making money off of you guys. Matter of fact, they're out here making thousands off of you guys, whereas you guys are only making hundreds worth of these pairs. You know what I'm saying? So the sooner Nike and Jordan brand actually see that, and, you know what I'm saying, actually crack their head open and accept that and consume that fact, then maybe we can see higher production numbers with Travis Scott, you know, releases. So that's the main thing, dude, is like hype, and then the whole backdooring and resale scene as far as the sneaker market nowadays. You know what I'm saying? When we look at the market as far as backdooring and reselling, you know, with today's market, it is good, but in the same sense, it's kind of bad, because in the sense that it's good, we are getting these higher production numbers with Jordan releases. So now we're no longer starting to see these GR releases drop or, you know, go into resale stores and get posted for $400. You know what I'm saying? Now they're only being posted in these little retail shops or resale shops for, you know, $250 at the most, maybe $300, depending on size and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's when we get into higher prices. But yeah, it's like, it just doesn't make sense to me, dude, as far as resale, you know, nowadays, because I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense for some people that may be in the resale business. It doesn't make sense for some of them to be so heavy in it still. You know what I'm saying? As far as the sneaker market today, I would see sneaker business as like a side job. I wouldn't really be trying to pick it up as like my main job. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not finna quit my actual income job to, you know, take a chance with sneaker reselling. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, you know what I'm saying? Because some people do take that chance and they can invest and then, you know what I'm saying, go further with certain decisions that they make. But that comes with smart investments, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. So, you know, you can take it with a little grain of salt, you know, when we get into the whole resale backdoor thing. But in the long run, backdooring, it doesn't really benefit you know, anybody really like that. It really just benefits the resellers, because for the most part, they're more than likely getting pairs for bulk prices. So if that's the thing, then they're losing even more money. You know what I'm saying? The stores are losing even more money if they're letting them go for these bulk prices, while they turn around and sell one pair for $800. They could get a cut bulk price if the retail price is $150 per pair. Then they probably getting a cut bulk price of like $130, $140 for each pair. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna walk out buying anywhere between 20 to 50 pairs at least. So when you getting a sale of a bulk price like that, them as a store, they're seeing it as like, oh, well, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? We selling pairs early, and then we still got, you know what I'm saying, our own inventory in the store. That's probably how they see it. But it's like, all right, once y'all really sit down and really, you know what I'm saying, accept and see what y'all doing, it's like, okay, maybe we might stop backdooring so much. So, you know, maybe, you know, stores will start to take that into consideration with the whole backdoor thing. But that's really all I wanted to talk about with today's video. For the next video for you guys, I will have a pair of the OG Olive Travis Scotts. I was able to get them for a good deal on eBay. So that sneaker review is coming for you guys next week. But let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the sneaker market nowadays. Let me know what you think about, you know, hype behind name collab sneakers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So without further ado, like I said, I will catch you guys in the next sneaker content video. You guys be safe, be easy. Peace.